We're already starting to see the crowds, people starting to gather. We've been told that the organisers have said that Palestinians shouldn't advance closer than 300 metres from the border fence, but we're already starting to see some get a bit closer. We're already starting to see the Israeli forces firing tear gas out towards the Palestinians who've started to gather. Actually here, one of the things that's probably affecting the crowds is the weather. It's quite windy right now, it's quite rainy, it's started to rain. That's backed people away from the crowds. They started to seek some shelter. But based on the numbers we're starting to see already, we expect thousands more to arrive as the day progresses. We can actually probably take a closer look at the wall right now, or towards the fence. You can see some of the crowds there gathering and getting a bit closer, but like I say, not right up next to the fence itself. And often in weeks gone by, we see the Palestinian protesters go right up to that fence. So this time, as of yet, we're not seeing that so far.
Abu Bakr, is there any guarantee that this thing can remain peaceful? Because the Israelis have this rule that any protester that gets, of course, within 300 meters of the border is going to be shot at. And we know the numbers. The United Nations has been reacting to the violence by Israeli forces, but the rest of the world doesn't really seem to be listening. What about the guarantee of peaceful protests today?
Yes, well, there's an Israeli military build-up on the other side of that border. Of course, it's been a very, very tense week. Earlier in the week, we had the Israeli airstrikes on Monday night and on Tuesday night as well. There was a real fear that things were going to descend into a bigger conflict, a war, the first one possibly since 2014. And the fear is that whatever the events that happened here today on Saturday could be a spark for that. Now, like I say, organisers have tried to tell Palestinians, people who've come here to protest, to not go up next to that wall, to not get them, to not allow the Israelis to basically take advantage and to shoot them. We've obviously seen in past weeks a number of Palestinians being killed at these protests. Like you say, at least 266. Now, already on Saturday, there's already one death confirmed. That was actually someone who was injured overnight by Israeli artillery firing into the strip. And he died on Saturday morning. So we've already got one death, and now we're going to have to see in the next few hours whether things are going to remain as calm as they are right now, or whether things are going to escalate, and we might see that one spark that may lead to more violence, potentially.